yes in the comments for me, please. Great, great. All right, now that we are good to go, I would like to say, first of all, good evening again to everyone. Thank you for joining us here today at the ASICS Accelerator. My name is Ahmad Young, and I am a business analyst, and I work alongside everyone here at the ASICS Accelerator. And I just want to briefly just introduce to everyone who's not familiar with what we do. What exactly is the Small Business Development Center? We're a nonprofit organization with a mission to support the growth and evolution of all micro and small and medium-sized enterprises here in the Bahamas. All right. See, our work is crucial because MSMEs, micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, are the backbone of our economy as they account for 98% of all business licenses. That's almost all of them. And they employ up to 47% of our workforce, right? So small and medium-sized businesses are incredibly important to us here in the Bahamas. So enough about that. We're going to get into the main event of the evening, which is the Men in Business Initiative that we are launching. So what exactly is the Men in Business Initiative? See, it's a program specifically designed to address the unique challenges and opportunities that are faced by businessmen here in the Bahamas. See, through extensive surveys, we've identified a strong demand for targeted support in areas such as a need for funding, a need for networking, a need for mentorship, and a need for training. Businessmen express the need for flexible financial support, regular networking events, and training courses in supply management, strategic partnerships, and financial management. So this particular initiative aims to meet those needs by providing a comprehensive support system that empowers men in business to overcome personal and business barriers, seize new opportunities, and achieve long-term success. So let's go and speak about the Men in Business standalone grant opportunity. The grant application will open up on September 30th, 2024, and it's open to all small to medium size entities, startup or existing, owned by men here in the Bahamas. The standalone grant funding goes up to $10,000, and the eligibility for the grant depends on completing the 3 steps listed on screen. Firstly, you'll have to complete the business blueprint training. This is a specific module-based training system that we have developed based on the feedback that we got from the Men in Business survey so that we can teach how to effectively use modern technology, teach men how to engage with customers around the clock, and analyze data for critical decision-making. The deadline to complete the last training module is on November 1st, 2024. It is a module-based system, so you can go in on your own time and go at your own pace when completing these modules. Next would be to make sure that you save the date and attend the Empowerment Business Forum. This forum will be held on November 19th, 2024, and will delve into modern aspects of entrepreneurship and will also allow entrepreneurs to connect with peers who share similar ideas as them and explore collaborations in a dynamic setting. Additionally, please be sure to participate in the Gender Equality Survey. We held this survey when we completed the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, and now we want to hear from the men in terms of how you feel about gender equality for businesses here in the Bahamas. The deadline to participate is November 1st, 2024. Now, I'm going to break down the required documents needed to apply for the Men in Business grant. You're going to need an executive summary for your business. You're going to need to make sure that you have a valid business license, making sure that it's current and up to date. If you are an incorporated business, be sure that you have a shareholders register available. And then we're going to need a valid passport photo page, a proof of address, whether that be a utility bill or voter's card. And then be sure to submit your vendor invoices and your wire instructions. Now, I will preface this application by saying that when uploading vendor invoices and wire instructions. Especially with the wire instructions, be sure that you are submitting a business bank account. We will not be submitting or transferring funds to any personal bank accounts. And the deadline for submission for the grant application would be November 1st. C, any funding request that you make through this Men in Business grant can include, but not be limited to, any leasehold improvements, production equipment, raw materials, accounting software, incorporation fees, insurance premiums, security deposits, license and permit fees, systems automation, and cybersecurity. Now, since its inception, we at the Access Accelerator have approved over 1,000 male-owned businesses for more than $53 million in total funding. 24% of those were about startup, and the remaining 76% were existing businesses. But like I say, any business, whether startup or existing, does qualify to apply for this grant. The top 5 funded industries we found when looking at male-owned businesses were food and beverage, construction, transportation, fishing, and professional services. And from those male applicants that were approved through the Access Accelerator, most of them came through Providence and Grand Bahama, but we've also funded clients in Abaco, Eleuthera, Andros, Long Island, Exuma, San Salvador, and many others. Now, I'll share with you a few success stories that we have that came through the SBDC. This young man is Mr. Kwaku Simonet, and he received funding through the SBDC for his business, Sign Island. We also have Mr. Derek Sands, who received funding through us. His business is ShipX. And then we have also been in partnership and funded Mr. Julian Smith, the proprietor of New Life Natural Company. So now remember those items that I mentioned that you will have to complete in order to qualify for the Men in Business grant program. Here's a QR code that you can scan in order to begin filling out that gender equality survey that we spoke about earlier. I'm gonna leave it on screen just for a little while. And these will also be circulated on our social media pages as well. So if you don't catch it right now, we will be circulating them, okay? No need to panic. Additionally, we have a QR code here to make sure that you scan and sign up for our business blueprint training course as well. And then last but not least, here is the standalone grant application form. Now be sure before you fill out this grant application that you've successfully submitted the survey, that you've registered for the blueprint training course, and that you've also gathered all of the necessary documents and the valid documents necessary in order to submit your application. And if you require some more information, please feel free to contact us at 242-461-7232 or send an email to our help desk email, helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com. Thank you for your time, and I shall now open up the floor to questions. Any questions people may have regarding the initiative. Can the screen be put up again? Yes, I can put up the QR code again. That's no problem. See? Can I send the survey in chat? Yeah, that's no problem. I can drop that information in the chat as well for the surveys and QR codes. Righty. This is for, I see that there's a question regarding any other loans or grants that we have. So this is regarding the Men in Business Initiative. So this is strictly for male-owned businesses. However, we do have our flagship program that runs year-round, which is the Guaranteed Loan Program that is open for submissions all year round. Are there any areas that may not be considered businesses? Um, there are no businesses that we do not discriminate against any businesses that come through the SBDC. So there are no businesses or industries that may not be considered. As long as you qualify as a MSME, which is a micro to small, medium-sized enterprise, you can apply, and you're a male, you can apply for this program. Now, the question is, what is the SME? For those who do not know, it's any business that falls under the $5 million revenue threshold and does not and employs less than 51 people. No problem. We'll be sure to circulate these QR codes on our social media, and I'll also drop them in the chat for you as well. That's no problem. Is there a cap on how many persons get the grant? Yeah, the cap on the grant is up to $10,000 in funding. That's the cap. Successful submissions will be announced by December 13, 2024. You have to show in person on November 19th, seeing that I live in Abaco. So for those who are not in the on the island of New Providence and want to be a part of the actual forum that we'll be hosting, the Empowerment Forum, it will be live streamed, and you can register for that as well. And that will count as your attendance to the forum. If you're That's only if you're on a family island. Yeah, and a lot of questions, a lot of good questions there. Where will the forum be held? Please tune in to our social media pages to where we will announce the venue for the forum. But save the date, November 19, 2024. Do you offer help in creating a business plan so that we can open a business bank account? So we do have help available for all those who need help creating a business plan. Um, just reach out to us at the help desk at sbdcbahamas.com, and we can accommodate you with that request. To know how long it takes to usually get a business license. It's usually dependent on the industry that you're submitting a business license for. However, you can submit right away to at least get your trade name approved. That's the first step, and then you can go from there. Can I submit an invoice from a private seller only? Only invoices and wire instructions with a proper business name on them will be accepted for the grant applications. So if you find a vendor and even if their wire information has a personal name on it, that would not be acceptable for applying for the grant program. Be sure that your vendors have a proper business bank account in the business's name when submitting the vendor and wire instructions. Start a business, you need invoices. Yes, you will need invoices and wire instructions, regardless of if you're a startup or an existing business. Um, will there be another chance to apply for people who don't have a business license right now? Won't have until after the deadline. If so, won't be able to apply again. So if you don't have a business license right now, I would advise that you at least get the process rolling as early as possible, so that you could at least submit where you've actively applied for a business license. Chat is getting flooded. This grant is for any business initiative such as farming, construction, convenience store, etc. Um, for all qualifying businesses, in order to qualify, you have to be a MSME and a male operated and owned business here in the Bahamas. I'm filling out the men in business grant and it's asking if I'm a client. I applied for the creative grant, did the courses, spoke to Mara 101. Does that make you a client? Yes, if you signed us with us or participate in any program, that does make you a client with us here at the SBDC. What if your business plan exceeds the $10,000 amount requested? Well, if it does exceed the amount, we do have our flagship program, the guaranteed loan program, available to you if you need to receive further or want to apply for further financing alongside the $10,000 grant. Let me put the QR codes back up for everybody. Can everyone let me know if they can see the QR codes? All righty, good stuff, good stuff. Is there a link or just a QR code? There is a link, and the link will also be circulated on our social media pages as well. So if you don't catch the QR code right now, you'll see it circulated amongst our social media pages as well. Where can I find the social media page? If you go on Facebook and search us up, it will be SBDC Bahamas. Not really sure where to start with writing a business plan. If you're not sure where to start, send an email to our help desk. We could give you some materials that could help you get started on preparing a business plan. That's no problem. At SBDC Bahamas on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. So at SBDC Bahamas on all social media platforms. What is the maximum amount that one can apply for as it pertains to the flagship program? The guaranteed loan program, the maximum amount that you can apply up to in total funding is $500,000 for the guaranteed loan program. Getting some good dialogue, good questions coming in. Does the grant have to be paid back? No, the grant does not have to be paid back, but after you receive funding, if successful with the SBDC, um, you still will be onboarded with us in terms of, um, speaking with an advisor after receiving funding, and you will have to make economic impact report submissions after receiving funding, if approved. But no, it does not have to be paid back. Yes, no funds will be dispersed to actual applicants. No applicants that come with a personal bank account can receive funds. All the funds will be going to the vendor, the approved vendor of choice. And in order for a vendor to be approved, they must submit proper invoices and have proper wire instructions. What I mean by proper wire instructions is the wire instructions should be going towards a business bank account. So even if the bank account is in the business owner's name, if it's not in the business's name, it will not qualify as being a proper wire instruction and invoice. I don't know how to open this QR code. So if you're having issues opening the QR code, just pull up your mobile device, whether it's a phone or tablet, and go to the camera, and you'll use the camera to scan the QR code. Once you scan it and put the camera on it, it will take you directly to the link to fill it out. See? What if I want to purchase something out of the US? A US source vendor is okay. You would have to take into account, bringing it in and the cost of bringing it in. But be sure that it's a proper vendor, a trusted vendor. And like I said, make sure that those vendor invoices include proper wire instructions with the business name as the bank account's name. So I see there's a lot of questions regarding the loan application process for the flagship program. We do have a very detailed document on our site at sbdcbahamas.com detailing the guaranteed loan program, detailing everything that you would need to submit. But there's some pretty standard things in there being, your KYC documents, your passports, NIB, driver's license, and things of that sort. But you will also most definitely need to prepare a business plan in order to apply for the flagship program, which is the guaranteed loan program, amongst other things. What is the expected time frame? Find out the time of application. So you'll get a response back. The applications close on November 1st. We're expected to give an answer back on the decisions with the applications by December 13th, 2024. So that's the time frame for it. I know some vendors aren't will only honor invoices for 30 days. Um, Regarding that issue, we just have to resubmit to get those invoices at the time if approved. If 10K is exceeded, would you pay for it? If approved for the amount, we will not go over the $10,000 threshold. You will have to either use some personal funds, or like I say, you could apply for the guaranteed loan program, the flagship program as well, to receive funding um, to meet your business needs. Getting some good stuff. Are there any special requirements other than the KYC to be eligible for the flagship program? So other than all of the required documents to apply for the flagship program, you just have to qualify as a Bahamian MSME in order to apply. Being that the company has to be more than 51% Bahamian owned. It cannot exceed the $5 million revenue threshold because then it would no longer be a small or medium-sized business, and it cannot employ more than 51 people because then it would no longer be a small or medium-sized entity. All right, I've had this QR code up for a while now, so now I'm going to switch over so that everyone scan in order to sign up for the business blueprint training course. With the flagship loan, would that have to be paid back? Yes, flagship loan program would have to be paid back. If it exceeds the 10K, can you just pay the difference? Yes, if approved and successful, but exceeds the funding amount of 10,000 for the grant program, you can pay the difference through your personal funds. Will the business blueprint training course be offered again? Can it be a Bahamian-owned business that operates out of the US in terms of physical office space license, but fully Bahamian-owned operated? As long as you have a valid Bahamian business license and it's Bahamian-owned, it qualifies as a Bahamian-owned business. So yes. Is the attendance for the course virtual? So if you're speaking in regards to the blueprint training course, it is virtual. It's a virtual training module-based system, actually. So you can go in and complete the modules as you see fit, as you find the time to. And we'll also be having training sessions for the modules, live training sessions with the modules as well. Can it be multiple vendors? Yes, you can use multiple vendors. Just make sure it doesn't exceed the $10,000 funding request amount, and also be sure that there are proper invoices with proper vendor instructions as well. We've got 3 QR codes so far. Correct. Yep, the gender survey, the grant application, and the blueprint training QR codes have been shown so far. Just arrived. If given the grant, will the grant be given directly to the business receiver, or will we receive the loan by items needed for the business and amount of the loan? Now, if you're speaking in regards to the grant program, like I said, no funds will be dispersed to personal accounts or to the business account of the applicant. They will only be submitted to vendors with proper vendor invoices, with proper business name, and a proper business bank account. After the session, then how do we show that we attended this session? So if you're speaking in regards to the forum, in terms of the session, we will have a registration opened up for the forum for those who cannot attend virtually. If you're on the island, you can attend virtually. On the family islands, you can attend virtually. But if you're in Providence, we request that you be physically in attendance for the forum. Does the business bank account have to be a Bahamian bank account? You can use international vendors. That is no problem. Just ensure that it's a proper invoice, there are proper wire instructions being submitted, and that the business bank account has the actual business name on it, not the proprietor's name on the business bank account, not the owner's name, not the partner's name. Make sure that it's the business's name as the name on that particular vendor's bank account. Like I say, if you have any queries or need some assistance, please be sure to send emails to the help desk at sbdcbahamas.com as well. And all of this information that we publish today will also be circulated amongst our social media pages as well as on our website as well. This is some good interaction we're getting. I'm getting a lot of good questions. Keep scrolling. Application survey submitted. What are the next steps? Well, if you've completed your survey, please be sure to scan the QR code that's on screen now and register for the Blueprint training course as well. This is a great question. If I've been a part of SBDC and also participated, do I also have to go through the training course again? So for those that have participated in the training course before, through the Creative Entrepreneurship Program, you would have completed 7 modules through that program. In order to qualify for the business, the Men in Business Grant Program, you would have to complete the remaining 3 modules because we've added an extra 3 modules to the training program in order to qualify. So there are 10 modules in total. And if you've completed 7 already through the Creative Entrepreneurship Program, you have to complete the extra 3 modules as well to qualify for the Men in Business Forum, to qualify for the Men and Business Grant Program. So I need a business license to complete the form. You would need a business license or at least a proof of submission that a business license is being processed to complete the grant application form in order to be considered. So, you know, you don't have all of your KYC documents together, you don't have all of your required documents together as yet. I would advise to hold off on applying for the grant program for right now until getting all of your information together. But please be sure to, you know, send emails to helpdesk@sbdc.com for assistance. And please be sure to register for the Blueprint training course. And please also be sure to participate in the gender equality survey as well in order to keep yourself qualified to apply for the Men in Business Program grant. What if my business has already had a grant before? So if your business has already had a grant before, that does not disqualify you from applying again um, for a grant through the SBDC. Courses were completed a year or two ago. Is there a record of taking it, or do I have to repeat? Like I said, those who have participated in the Creative Entrepreneurship Program that we've recently hosted would have already completed 7 of those modules already, and they would only have to complete the additional 3 modules that we have added to the program as well, if you've already actively participated. This is a lot of great feedback we're getting. I'm loving the interaction that we're getting tonight. How long is the business module online classes? So the business modules, those online classes would run from 6:30 to 7:30. So about an hour each module. So what we're going to do to support the training process regarding the business blueprint and the module of the training program, we're actually going to facilitate masterclass sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays to provide clarity on information that was already shared in these module and training videos. And the first module training session, masterclass session, will be on October 1st at 6:30. So starting on October 1st, every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30, we're going to have masterclass sessions to assist you with those business modules in case there are some things in there that you don't understand or need some more clarity on. how to access the remaining modules. When the module program opens up, and you've registered through the Blueprint training course registration form that's on screen now, and it opens up, you'll gain access to those remaining modules. So the PDF of the slide presentation on the SBDC social media page. The document regarding the Men in Business Entrepreneurship Initiative will be published on the SBDC website. So be on the lookout for that. When will the final decision be made on who gets the grants? Grant applications close on November 1st, 2024. Decisions should be out by December 13th, 2024, as to who would have received and been approved for those grants. Righty. If approved, does the flagship program require collateral for? So if approved for the flagship program, which is the guaranteed loan program, um, it depends on the application and the industry and what exactly you're applying for, as if they require some additional collateral as well. Is it too late to take the survey? No, it is not too late to take the survey. Just be sure to submit the survey, the gender equality survey, because it's opened up now. Just scan the QR code and you should be good to go. Let me see. Good, good. If you missed any of the classes, will you be automatically disqualified? Not necessarily. Like I said, it's a module-based system. It's a module-based training system. So once you complete the modules, you should be good to go. However, if you're going through the modules and you really do need some assistance and further clarity, I encourage you to join in on our master classes that we'll be hosting every Tuesday and Thursday starting on October 1st. Are all these sessions virtual? All of the Access Blueprint training courses and modules are going to be virtual. Is there a link for a gender equality survey? Yes, there is a link for the gender equality survey. Let me see if I can pin that. And also, please note that all of these surveys and registration forms and grant application forms will be available on our social media pages as well. All of our social media pages on Facebook, it's SBDC Bahamas, on Twitter, LinkedIn, and also on the SBDCBahamas.com on our website. This will all be available as well. So just register now. Be sure to register now and also scan the link to take the survey as well. Yes. Is there a qualifying amount for the loan-based program? As the loan-based program goes, the minimum amount required to apply for our flagship program, the guaranteed loan program, would be 30,000, and they allow up to 500,000 in total funding applications for the guaranteed loan program, which is our flagship program. If you've already completed the initial 7 master classes, which will be indicated so you know that the 3 to complete, yes, you will be. So just be sure to scan the QR code to sign up and register for this particular Blueprint training course as well. And you will know exactly which modules you need to complete because you've already completed the first 7 if you participated actively in our creative entrepreneurship program. Government employees for a different program. Anyone can apply as long as it's a Bahamian-owned business. It's a male-owned business, and it's a MSME. And you have all of your necessary documents. So the Zoom will be every Tuesday and Thursday. Yes. It'll be in the training modules will be released. The training master classes will be every Tuesday and Thursday starting on October 1st. MSME? Yes, MSME. So those are micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. So in order to qualify as a MSME, you would have to employ less than 51 people. You can't employ more than 50 people because then you're no longer a micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise. You can't bring in more than $5 million in revenue. Then you will no longer qualify as a small and medium-sized enterprise. Um, and you have to be at least 51% Bahamian owned, at least 51% Bahamian owned to apply and qualify as MSME, a Bahamian MSME. Could we use assets purchased as collateral? If approved for the flagship program and guaranteed loan program, yes. Depending on the industry, depending on the business, those assets purchased can be put up as collateral. Is that 5 million a year? Yes, 5 million a year in revenue. That would qualify. That's the threshold to qualify as an MSME. You must be below that revenue threshold. Not profit, revenue. Get an email to remind us about the class. Once you sign up through this blueprint training course and registration form, it'll give you all of the information needed for the classes and modules. What industries are the loans focused on? So in regards to the guaranteed loan program, like I said, we're open to all, valid and MSMEs, Bahamian owned SMEs who can apply to the guaranteed loan program. In terms of if there are any specific industries that may get some preference with the guaranteed loan program, we do have a specific focus on things like that we see a severe lacking in here in the Bahamas, like manufacturing, technology, clean energy, and things of that sort. But it doesn't matter the industry as long as you fall under the Bahamian MSME threshold. So with those who've already done, yes, you only have to do those 3 courses if you've participated in the creative on the blueprint training modules before. Not just any training, but the specific blueprint training module course. If you participated in that course before, specifically through the creative entrepreneurship program, then you only have to do the remaining 3 modules that we've added into this particular course. Can someone apply for their separate for 2 of their separate businesses? Ideally, we'd like to have 1 application per applicant per business per applicant. 1 application per applicant. Ideally, when I share a business. Right, we're getting some great feedback here, some great questions. Like I said, if I missed your question, my apologies, but please be sure to fire these questions to helpdesk at sbdcbahamas.com so you can provide clarity, get further clarity on your questions if I've missed them. Are grants available for this program? Um, if you're just joining us, yes, there is a grant available with the Men in Business initiative. Um, In order to qualify for the grant program, you have to participate in our Empowerments Forum, which is going to be held on November 19th, 2024. You also have to be sure to register for the training course that's on screen using the QR code and participate in the Blueprint training course. And you also have to be sure to participate in the gender equality survey as well. Where are the links for the surveys? So links for the surveys will also be circulated on our social media pages and on our website, but I can also put it back up on the screen for those of you who didn't have it. It's possible to get a standalone grant for more than $10,000. Unfortunately, at this time, this program is only giving out up to $10,000 as a standalone grant. Great stuff. Great stuff. Getting a lot of positive interaction. I loving the questions, loving the interaction, everybody. Do we need do we need qualify? Not for this particular program, the Men in Business Initiative, the grant program. If you're applying for that, not at this time. Is it a one-time $10,000 grant? Yes, the applications are open up to $10,000. And they're open up for just this initiative. Limited to this initiative for right now. Is there an age requirement? As long as it's a Bahamian owned business, a micro SME, and it's a valid business, Bahamian owned, and qualifies under the SME threshold, you can apply. Does the invoice need to be in within a time frame? Just make sure that it's a proper invoice, that the business name is properly on the invoice. Make sure that the wire instructions include the business name within the bank account name, and it's not a personal account, even if it's the owner's account of the business that you're trying to receive things from. Please be sure that all vendors that you're using have a business bank account name within the wire instructions. With this current grant, will we be allowed to purchase with vendors outside the Bahamas? Yes, as long as they have proper vendor invoices and proper wire instructions, we could accept vendors that are not necessarily in the Bahamas. As long as the business that's applying for it is a Bahamian-owned business and a micro MSME, and it's owned by a male, because this is the Men in Business Initiative. Like I said, I know the chat is just filling right up, and I haven't gotten to every question. So if I have missed a question, please be sure, even if you can just copy and paste it from the chat and into your email and send it off to helpdesk at SBDC Bahamas. We'll be sure to answer your queries as well. Great stuff. Great stuff. If approved for this grant, are you eligible for further grants? Yes. Being approved for a grant program does not disqualify you from any other grant programs or applying for any other grant programs run here by the SBDC. So let me put this on the screen right quick again. If you require any further assistance or you need some more information, please be sure to utilize, the help desk email, give us a call, and be sure to visit our website, sbdcbahamas.com, for further information regarding not only this program, many of the other programs that we have available. You see? Yes, we do have an office in Grand Bahama. Total invoice will have to include customs code and shipping costs. If you're bringing in products, just be sure that whatever vendor you're using, like I say, has the proper vendor invoices. It's a proper invoice, and the wire instructions include a business name on the bank account themselves. When do applications open? Applications open for the grant program open September 30th, 2024. What if I want to bring in products from eBay on Amazon or Amazon? Now, like I say, we require that you submit invoices that include a business name and a proper business invoice, and we require that those invoices have wire instructions that have a business name within the bank account name. So if you want to submit something through and bring something in through eBay or Amazon, it's advised that you find a broker who could, build those things up for you in an invoice so that you can utilize those platforms to bring things in. But the broker will have to, write up that invoice for you, provide a breakdown of what exactly you're bringing in as well, and then show their business name as the wire instructions, and be sure that the wire instructions include a business name and our personal bank account name. So when it comes to importing items, is it best to use a broker? When utilizing platforms like eBay and Amazon and things like that, where they particularly ask for like a credit card or a debit card at the point of sale, instead of giving you an invoice and wire instructions like we're requesting, it is best to use a broker in that instance. Is there a possibility? Like I say, if I may have missed a question, please be sure to fire out an email straight to helpdesk at SBDC Bahamas. We'll be sure to answer back and get back to you on any further inquiries if I may have missed something. Some great stuff. The grant B, split to pay customs. In that case, I still would advise to use a broker in that case, because you would need to have like I say, for submission of your vendor invoices, you need proper vendor invoices, and you need a vendor to have a proper wire instructions in order to qualify. So if the concern is paying customs, you'd probably have to go through a broker. in that case. This has been some great feedback, great interactions. Good stuff. So I just want to put this back on screen regarding what all is required um, for the men in business standalone grant applications. See some more questions rolling in. My business license expires at the end of this month. When I apply, will I be able to update my application with my new license when I receive it? So when applying for the grant program, and you're in the process of renewing your business license application, like at the end of this month, like you said, be sure to submit both the previous business license that you have for 2024, September 2024, and also proof of submission, whereas you submitted for your new business license as well. To someone I could speak to in Grandma. Hey, if you send an email right to the help desk at SBDC Bahamas, we can connect you with the appropriate people there in Grand Bahama as well. Can I briefly share what the event in November is about? Yeah, no problem. So it's the Empowerment Business Forum. The forum, we designed it to kind of provide, fresh perspectives and, actionable strategies to help propel, business operations for men here in Bahamas forward. And we want to tailor this business forum for those who aspire to lead with innovation and adaptability. So this forum is going to delve into those critical aspects of modern entrepreneurships for all men, male entrepreneurs here in the Bahamas. It's going to be a dynamic, packed forum. It's going to be a wonderful event. So I encourage everyone to, save the date, November 19th, 2024. Be sure if you're here in the Providence to attend physically. If you're not here in the Providence and you're on the Family Islands, be sure to register and look out for when the registration goes out so that you can actively watch it and sign on. It's going to be dynamic. I encourage everybody to be on the lookout for that. Am I able to get help with my executive summary? Yeah, as soon as if you send an email straight to the help desk at sbdcbahamas.com, we connect you with all kinds of materials and things like that that can assist you. We're preparing an executive summary, we're preparing a business plan. If that's something you need assistance with, just be sure to reach out. We have materials ready to go for you. Can you please explain shareholders? So if you have an incorporated company and you're applying for the Men in Business Standalone Grant Program, you would have to submit your incorporation documents inclusive of your shareholders register, just so we have that on file, because that is a part of your corporate documents. And just to remind so that everyone can see what's on screen here, The deadline to submit these grant applications is November 1st, 2024. We're getting some beautiful feedback, beautiful questions. Loving it. So I just want to go back briefly to this slide, just to comment on this. So in order to qualify for the Men in Business Standalone Grant Program, you'd have to, submit your required documents with the application, primarily, but then be sure that you complete the business blueprint training, complete all of the modules included. There are 10 training modules. If you did participate in the Creative Entrepreneurship Program, you would have already completed 7 of these modules, so you'll only need to complete the 3 remaining modules to qualify for this program as well. Be sure to attend our Empowerment Business Forum. For those here in New Providence, please be sure to be in attendance physically. For those on the Family of Islands, we will have a live stream available so that you can tune in virtually. And be sure that everyone completes the gender equality survey. This data is essential in allowing us to prepare for not only this program, but further programs regarding gender equality. All righty, good stuff. Will this be offered next year as well? I don't have business licenses yet. If you do not have a business license yet, I encourage you to apply for one as soon as possible. And when applying for the grant program, to show a submission of where you've already began the process of applying for your business license in your grant application as well. So you don't immediately just disqualify yourself by not applying at all. I still encourage you to apply and just submit those documents that you have and get as many of those documents as you can, and applying. My apologies. When does the program begin? The grant application program opens on September 30th, 2024. But you can take the survey now, scan and take the survey now. The modules, if you're asking for specifically, those begin on October 1st. October 1st, that's when we'll start the module and blueprint training program. And those will have master classes attached to those modules every Tuesday and Thursday, at 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Great, great. So I'm going to put this page up one more time. If you want to speak to someone, probably through the phone, we do have our contact information on screen. You can call us at 461-7232. If you have some requests, I saw a lot of requests and questions coming in. I know I couldn't touch all of them, but I encourage you to copy and paste those same questions from the chat into your email and send it out to helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com, because we want to be sure to answer all of your queries as it relates to this particular initiative. Also, be on the lookout for all our social media pages at SBDC Bahamas on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of those platforms, and LinkedIn. And be sure to visit our website at sbdcbahamas.com as well for further updates regarding the program. This has been beautiful. We've gotten a lot of feedback tonight, which I love. It's good to see that there's an interest, keen interest in this program. Where can I find the QR code? QR codes and links will be circulated via our social media pages and also on our website as well. So